Sailor Moon E, Act 6, Together We Stand. In the heart of the night, under the silver glow of the moon, the Sailor Scouts and the Knights of Heaven found themselves locked in a fierce battle against a monstrous creature known as the Nightshade. With its leathery wings and piercing crimson eyes, the creature swept through the darkness with terrifying grace, its presence casting a chilling shadow over the battlefield. As the battle raged on, Sailor Moon rallied her fellow scouts, her voice ringing out with unwavering determination.
We can't let this creature terrorize our city any longer. Let's show it what we're made of, team!
Beside her, Tuxedo Mask nodded in agreement, his eyes gleaming with steely resolve.
Together, we'll put an end to this menace once and for all.
Meanwhile, the Knights of Heaven stood ready at their side.
We've faced worse foes than this,
declared Kunsight, his voice steady and commanding.
Let's show these Shadowmen what it means to stand against the light.
With a battle cry that echoed through the night, the Sailor Scouts and their knight counterparts charged into the fray, their hearts set on victory and their minds focused on the task at hand. As the Shadowmen descended upon them with malevolent intent, each Sailor Scout teamed up with their knight counterpart, their bond of friendship and camaraderie bolstering their strength and determination.
Sailor Mars, with me!
Called out Jadeite as he charged forward to meet the enemy.
Right behind you, Jadeite,
responded Sailor Mars, her fiery passion matching the intensity of her knight's resolve as they fought side by side. Meanwhile, Sailor Mercury and Zoisite worked in perfect harmony, their strategic minds and tactical prowess proving to be a formidable combination against the relentless onslaught of the Shadowmen.
Sailor Jupiter, let's show these Shadowmen what real strength looks like,
urged Nephrite as he unleashed a barrage of attacks against their foes.
You got it, Nephrite!
Replied Sailor Jupiter, her lightning-fast reflexes and thunderous blows striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. As the battle reached its climax, Sailor Venus and Kunsight were engaged in a strategic skirmish of their own. With graceful movements and expert precision, Sailor Venus danced through the chaos, her golden chain whip cutting through the darkness with dazzling speed. Beside her, Kunsight moved with calculated efficiency, his razor-sharp sword slicing through the shadows with deadly accuracy. Together, they formed a formidable duo, their combined prowess keeping the Shadowmen at bay and turning the tide of battle in their favor. Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask found themselves face to face with the Nightshade, its crimson eyes burning with malice as it launched a ferocious assault. But the combined power of love and justice proved to be stronger than any darkness, as Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask fought with all their might, their hearts beating as one. With a final, decisive blow, Sailor Moon unleashed the full force of her Moon Tiara magic, sending the Nightshade crashing to the ground in defeat. As the creature dissolved into the night, victory belonged to the Sailor Scouts and the Knights of Heaven, their bond stronger than ever and their resolve unbreakable in the face of adversity.
Are you looking for a new holiday destination? Then look no further than Rain.
Hello, listener. I apologize for butting in, but everything happens for a reason, like a well-thought-out plan, like a precise chess move, and I, William Cranston, love a precise chess move, a well-thought-out plan. I have a well-thought-out plan, like a perfect chess match. My plan revolves around the Power Rangers Future Foundation, and you can hear about my well-thought-out plan, my precise chess moves, in the tale of the Power Rangers Future Foundation, only found on the Tiger Tales YouTube channel. Come take a listen, and find out what my plan is.
Ranger Travels is not responsible for destruction of property while on your holiday. If there is a monster attack, Rangers will respond. T's and C's apply.
Under the tranquil shade of swaying trees, Amy and Alex found themselves seated on a weathered bench in the park, the gentle breeze carrying the sweet scent of blossoming flowers. As they conversed, their laughter mingled with the rustle of leaves, creating a symphony of joyous sounds.
So, Amy?
Began Alex, his eyes sparkling with anticipation.
I was thinking, would you like to go out with me sometime?
Amy's cheeks flushed with a rosy hue as she considered his offer, her heart fluttering with a mixture of excitement and nervousness.
I would love to, Alex,
she replied, her voice soft yet filled with warmth.
That sounds wonderful.
Meanwhile, in the serene beauty of the botanical garden, Oz and Lita strolled amidst a kaleidoscope of vibrant blooms, their laughter echoing through the air like music. As they wandered hand in hand, the world seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them in their own enchanted paradise.
Lita?
Began Oz, his gaze tender as he looked into her eyes.
I've been wanting to ask you something. Would you do the honor of accepting me on a date?
Lita's heart skipped a beat at his words, her cheeks flushing with a delicate pink hue.
Oh, Oz?
She whispered, her voice filled with emotion.
I would love to go out with you. It would be my pleasure.
Across town, Derek and Ray found themselves wandering through the tranquil Zen garden of Ray's temple, the soft crunch of gravel beneath their feet adding to the peaceful atmosphere. As they walked side by side, their conversation flowed effortlessly, a comfortable silence punctuated by occasional laughter.
Ray?
Began Derek, his eyes shining with sincerity.
There's something I've been wanting to ask you. Would you be interested in going out with me?
Ray's heart skipped a beat at his words, her cheeks flushing with a delicate blush.
Derek,
She replied, her voice soft yet filled with warmth.
I was actually going to ask you the same thing. I would love to go out with you.
In the bustling heart of the city, Mike led Mina through the grand foyer of the stage theater where he worked, his eyes alight with excitement as he showed her around. As they explored the backstage area, the dim glow of stage lights casting shadows against the walls, Mina couldn't help but be impressed by the grandeur of the theater.
Mike,
Began Mina, her eyes sparkling with curiosity.
this place is incredible. I had no idea you worked at such a prestigious theater.
Mike smiled proudly, his heart swelling with pride.
I'm glad you like it, Mina.
He replied, his voice filled with warmth.
I thought you might appreciate seeing where I spend most of my days. And who knows, maybe one night I'll even get to show you around during a performance.
As they continued their tour, their laughter mingled with the soft strains of music drifting through the air, a perfect harmony of friendship and possibility. In the cozy ambience of the Crown Café, Serena and Darien sit nestled in a quiet corner, their laughter and conversation mingling with the gentle hum of chatter around them. As they bask in the warmth of each other's company, a sudden interruption breaks their reverie. A young woman approaches their table, her presence strikingly familiar. With deep blue eyes that mirror Darien's own, she introduces herself as Flora, their waitress for the evening. Serena and Darien exchange curious glances, a sense of déjà vu tugging at the edges of their consciousness. Flora takes their orders with a polite smile, her demeanor calm and professional as she jots down their selections. With a graceful nod, she departs, leaving Serena and Darien to ponder the uncanny resemblance between the mysterious waitress and someone from their past.
Did you see that, Momo?
Serena whispers, her voice laced with intrigue.
She looks just like you.
Darien furrows his brow, his gaze following Flora as she moves gracefully through the bustling cafe.
Yeah, Buns, she does.
He agrees, his tone thoughtful.
But there's something else about her. I can't quite put my finger on it.
As they await their meals, Serena and Darien find themselves unable to shake the feeling of familiarity that clings to Flora, her presence casting a subtle spell of curiosity over their evening at the Crown Café.
Hey, avid podcast listener, come on over to the Zero to Hero podcast to listen to Billy and Jimmy, myself, talk about all kinds of things from the Nerdverse, Power Rangers, Gundams, anime, random TV shows, diseases, economic turmoil, and how to scam people on crypto.
In the dark, foreboding depths of his dimension, Lepidus, the malevolent ruler, sits upon his imposing throne, his eyes blazing with fury as he surveys the trembling forms of his cowering minions, Zalco and Tlazolteotl. The air hangs heavy with tension, thick with the palpable sense of impending doom. Tlazolteotl, her voice quivering with fear, dares to speak first, her words barely above a whisper. Master, we have failed you, she admits, her gaze downcast as she awaits Lepidus's wrath. Zalcoatl, mustering what little courage he has left, rises to his feet, determination etched upon his features. But his defiance is short-lived as Lepidus, with a mere flick of his hand, sends him crashing back to the ground, a testament to the tyrant's unrivaled power. Lepidus's eyes narrow into menacing slits as he glares down at his trembling minions, his voice dripping with malice.
Your failure will not go unpunished,
he declares, his words echoing through the dimly lit chamber with chilling finality. With a sinister grin, Lepidus raises his hand, his fingers curling into a malevolent claw. In an instant, an unseen force surges forth, engulfing Zalcoatl and Tlazolteotl in a maelstrom of agony. Their anguished cries fill the chamber, a haunting symphony of suffering that serves as a grim reminder of the consequences of failure in the eyes of their merciless master. In the heart of the bustling city, the Crown Café exuded an air of tranquility, its cozy ambience offering respite from the chaos of the outside world. Darien and Serena sat at a corner table, lost in their own little world, the soft murmur of conversation and the clinking of cutlery providing a soothing backdrop to their evening. But their peaceful interlude was abruptly shattered by the distant sounds of panicked screams echoing through the streets outside. Darien's brow furrowed in concern as he exchanged a worried glance with Serena.
Did you hear that? Something's wrong out there,
he remarked, his voice tense with apprehension. Serena nodded, her expression mirroring his unease.
Yeah, I heard it too. Let's check it out.
Rising from their seats, they hurried outside, their footsteps quickening as they made their way to the dimly lit back alley behind the cafe. With practiced ease, they underwent a swift transformation, their civilian attire melting away to reveal the iconic garb of Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask.
Let's go, Sailor Moon. We need to find out what's happening,
Tuxedo Mask said, his voice steady despite the urgency of the situation.
Right behind you, Tuxedo Mask.
Sailor Moon replied, determination blazing in her eyes as she prepared for battle. Meanwhile, hidden in the shadows, the young woman named Flora watched in astonishment as the legendary heroes revealed their secret identities before her very eyes.
Sailor Moon, Tuxedo Mask. So it's true,
she whispered, her heart racing with excitement as she witnessed the unfolding spectacle. With a resolute nod, Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask leaped into action, their movements fluid and graceful as they confronted the looming threat of the Shadowmen that terrorized the streets.
Moon, Tiara, action!
Sailor Moon cried out, her tiara spinning through the air with deadly accuracy.
Tuxedo, La Smoking, Bomber!
Tuxedo Mask followed suit, unleashing a barrage of bombs to disorient their adversaries. Their efforts were soon bolstered by the arrival of their fellow Sailor Scouts and Knights of Heaven, each pair joining forces to combat the encroaching darkness. But just as victory seemed within their grasp, a chilling scream pierced the air, freezing them in their tracks. They turned as one to face the source of the disturbance, their hearts pounding with trepidation. And there, emerging from the shadows with a deafening cacophony of sound, loomed the monstrous form of Sonic Boomshee, a terrifying fusion of a boombox and a banshee, its wailing cries heralding a new and formidable adversary.
Calling all heroes and fans of the extraordinary. Get ready to morph into a world of fan fiction like never before. I am CosplayDude637, and I'm here to tell you about Power Rangers Universe 19. Picture this. Ultra Rangers defending the universe, Cyberforce Rangers navigating the digital frontier, and the high-flying adventures of the Power Rangers Skyforce. But that's just the beginning. We've got Kamen Rider Wizard conjuring magic, Kamen Rider Drive racing against time, and Kamen Rider Ghost unraveling the supernatural mysteries. And that's not all! Experience the musical journey of Power Rangers Masters of Music, and the blood-shivering adventures of Kamen Rider Kiva brought to you by Tai Tiger. Then, brace yourself for the epic tales of the Beetle Troopers by Mark the Red Cornish Ranger. So, why should you tune in? Because Power Rangers Universe 19 is not just a podcast, it's a portal into a multiverse of fan fiction brilliance. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast platforms. Search for Power Rangers Universe 19 and join me, Cosplay Dude 637, on an adventure that will ignite your imagination and redefine what it means to be a hero. And remember,
and let the power protect you.
As Sonic Boomshee's ominous presence loomed over them, the air crackling with tension, the monstrous fusion of a boombox and a banshee wasted no time.
Ah.
Tuxedo Mask, how lovely, your uncle sends his regards, Sonic Boomshee taunted, her voice a chilling echo in the alleyway. Tuxedo Mask's jaw tightened at the mention of his uncle, a flicker of concern flashing in his eyes.
What do you want?
He demanded, his voice ringing with authority. But before he could receive an answer, Sonic Boomshee snapped her fingers with a sinister grin, summoning forth a fresh wave of Shadowmen to bolster her ranks.
More of these creeps? No problem. Let's take them down. Sailor Scouts!
Sailor Moon declared, her voice filled with determination.
Right behind you, Sailor Moon.
Sailor Mercury chimed in, her gaze sharp as she analyzed the enemy's movements. Sailor Mars, a confident smirk playing on her lips.
Time to show these Shadowmen who's boss.
Meanwhile, Sailor Jupiter cracked her knuckles, her muscles tensing as she prepared for battle.
Let's do this, guys! No holding back!
As the Sailor Scouts leaped into action, the Knights of Heaven followed suit, their movements fluid and precise as they engaged the Shadowmen in combat.
I've got your back, Sailor Moon!
Tuxedo Mask called out, his voice a reassuring presence amidst the chaos.
Thanks, Tuxedo Mask. Let's take down these Shadowmen together.
Sailor Moon replied, her determination unwavering. Sailor Venus twirled her chain gracefully, her eyes gleaming with determination.
No Shadowman stands a chance against the power of love and beauty.
As the battle raged on, Sonic Boomshee watched with amusement, her eyes glinting with malice. Such feeble attempts to stop me. You'll regret crossing paths with Sonic Boomshee. But despite her bravado, the combined efforts of the Sailor Scouts and Knights of Heaven began to take their toll on Sonic Boomshee, her once imposing form weakening under their relentless assault.
Stay focused, everyone. We've almost got her on the ropes.
Sailor Venus called out. With renewed vigor, the Sailor Scouts and Knights of Heaven pressed their attack, their unity and determination driving them forward.
Mars, Flame, Sniper!
Mercury, Aqua, Mist!
Supreme Thunder!
Venus Love and Beauty Shock!
Ocean Ball Pelly Kick!
Tectonic Earthquake!
Inferno Blast!
Winds Crescent Slash!
And as the battle reached its climax, Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon stood side by side, their hearts beating as one. With a shared nod of determination, they unleashed their most powerful attacks.
Earth! Holy Light!
Tuxedo Mask says and runs his hand over his sword and it starts to glow gold. He then unleashes his attack in a burst of energy.
Moon, Spiral, Heart, Attack!
Sailor Moon shouts and blasts the monster, their combined strength overwhelming Sonic Boomshee in a dazzling display of light and power. With a final cry, Sonic Boomshee was vanquished, her monstrous form dissipating into the ether. And as the echoes of battle faded, the Sailor Scouts and Knights of Heaven stood victorious, their bond stronger than ever before. Flora stepped through the portal into the shadowy realm where Lepidus awaited her, his imposing figure casting a dark silhouette against the eerie backdrop. Lepidus's eyes gleamed with anticipation as Flora approached.
Well, my dear niece, did you enjoy your little excursion?
He inquired, a twisted smile playing on his lips. Flora's expression remained stoic as she met her uncle's gaze.
I saw them, Uncle. My brother and the ditz he calls a girlfriend.
She replied, her voice betraying no hint of emotion. Lepidus's smile widened at her words.
And what did you learn?
He pressed, his tone dripping with malice. A glint of determination flashed in Flora's eyes as she spoke.
They are fools, Uncle, blind to the truth of their own destiny. They must be stopped, for the good of the earth,
she declared, her voice carrying a chilling certainty. Lepidus's grin grew wider at her words, a sense of pride swelling within him.
Ah, my dear Flora, you have always been wise beyond your years. Together, we will bring about peace that this world so desperately needs.
He proclaimed, his voice echoing with dark promise.
The Sailor Scouts. Sailor Moon, aka Serena, was played by Rita, or Cosplay Y637. Amy, aka Sailor Mercury, was played by Sherry Ann. Ray, aka Sailor Mars, was played by Jordan Storm. Lita, aka Sailor Jupiter, was played by Decent Hugs. And Mina, aka Sailor Venus, was played by Melodic Maria 18. The Holy Knights. Darien Shields, aka Tuxedo Mask, was played by yours truly, Cosplay Dude 637. Alex Waters, aka Zoisite, is played by Ty Tiger. Oz Seasons, aka Nephrite, was played by Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger. Derek Brooks, aka Jedite, was played by Xander, or Cosplay Sun 637. And Mike Collings, aka Kunzite, was played by A Crown 39. This podcast is a production of the Three Ranger Bros Studios, in association with Zio to Hero the Podcast. Thank you all for listening to that story. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a reminder that all my fanfictions are just that, fanfictions, and does not mean to infringe on the mainstream continuity that it's from. Now, I'd like to take a little bit of time to thank all those that support me. First off, you have the Three Ranger Bros Studio, which consists of myself, Cosplay Dude 637, my Parabatai and dear friend, Ty Tiger, with all his YouTube channels, Tiger Tales, and his new podcast, the Tiger Nexus Podcast. Then, of course, last but definitely not least, we have Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger, with his podcast, Nerds Through Comics. And then there's the guys at Zio to Hero the Podcast, Jim and Billy, the bulk and skull of podcasting. Anything nerdy you think you have ever talked about, I guarantee they have an episode about it. So definitely go check them out. Then we have Jared over on If You Give a Dad a Podcast. An amazing guy, a dad like myself that just loves talking to nerdy people about every subject. So definitely go give him a listen also. Then there's Jacob, aka the Iron Avenger, on TikTok and Instagram. We also have to give a shout out to Ben, the Baker Ranger. And last but not least, there is Tony, our good friend. And an honorable mention to the late, great Rebel Ranger, Sam. We love you, we miss you. Every person I just mentioned is a member of the Zio to Hero Network. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of time to mention some of the friends of the Zio to Hero Network. First off, we have Casey from the Mighty Morphin Conspiracy Theories, Justin, aka A Crown, from the Author's Crown YouTube channel, Johnson of Western Strike, Rob, aka Lightning Collector 2021, James, better known as Beauty_Baba Yaga, Justin the Green Spartan Ranger, and Michael and Nathan of the Power Trip. Everyone I just named has been a huge supporter to me and my podcast, and if you can, go give them a follow. It would mean the world to me. Thanks a lot. Until next time, guys. Later days.